The 65-Story Treehouse by Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton. This is my friend Terry. We live in a tree. Well, when I say tree, I mean treehouse. And when I say treehouse, I don't just mean any old treehouse. I mean a 65-story treehouse. It used to be a 52-story treehouse, but we've added another 13 stories. So, what are you waiting for? Come on up! Hurry up, we're waiting for the lifty upper thing. We've added a pet grooming salon run by Jill. A birthday room where it's always your birthday, even when it's not. Happy birthday to us, happy birthday to us. Chomp! This is the 5th time we've celebrated their birthday today. An unbirthday room where the longer you stay, the younger you get. So don't stay too long or you'll end up like a little baby. Terry, you idiot! A cloning machine. Terry, you idiots! A room full of exploding eyeballs. Ah, my eyeball just exploded. So did mine. Treehouse News Network. A 24-hour TV news centre featuring regular updates on all the latest treehouse news, current events and gossip. Tree NN, Animal News. A little possum had babies today. You should see their faces. So cute, awesome and cute. In other news, scientists have now proved Terry is a big idiot. In other news, other scientists have proved Andy is a bigger idiot. Say something about penguins now. A lollipop shop run by lollipop-serving robot called Mary Lollipoppins. She serves every type of lollipop in the world, past, present and future. 1 of those, and 2 of those, and 1 of those, and 3 of those, and 4 of those, and 5 of those, and... a screeching balloon orchestra. Screech! An owl house with 3 wise owls. We don't always know what they mean, but that's because they're so wise. Aardvark, cheese sticks, poop, poop. Oh, they're so wise. An invisible level. Terry, where are you? I don't know. An ant farm with 65 chambers. They refuse to eat their ant food. It's ant food, and they're ants. They're written out an order for 321,956 hamburgers instead. A quicksand pit. Terry, is that you? It's not that quick. Inflatable shoes. Not for long. Can that be my own tail? Terry's plate of cheese. And a bow and arrow level. Sorry, Andy, I missed the target 18 times. That's really annoying. As well as being our home, the treehouse is also where we make books together. I write the words and Terry draws the pictures. No, all my files have disappeared from my hard drive. Why do I have to do all the copying? Hold that position, Andy. He's going to explode. Run! As you can see, we've been doing this for quite a while now. Living in a treehouse may not be for everybody. Terry, why are we working on the quicksand level? It's okay, Andy. We won't sink. Are you sure? I have my giant inflatable shoes, and so does your desk. Tap, 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 tappity tap. Shh! Terry! Oops! Danger! Quicksand! Terry! Terry! Oops! But it suits us just fine. Chapter 2. Attack of the Ants. If you're like most of our readers, you're probably wondering whether we have a building permit for our treehouse. Well, of course we do. Terry organised it. Didn't you, Terry? Terry? Where are you? Ah, there you are, I say. I was telling the readers, how you got a permit for the treehouse? Grrr, says Terry. Terry, I say, quit messing around. Grrr. He looks kind of weird, and I think I know why. He's covered in ants. Have you been playing in the ant farm again, I say. Choke, throttle, gasp. But Terry doesn't answer. He just reaches out and grabs me by the throat. Terry! I gasp. Just when I can hardly breathe a moment longer, another Terry rushes in. Don't worry, Andy, says the second Terry. I'll save you. The second Terry whacks the first Terry with a badminton racket. Whap! Whap! And all of a sudden the air is filled with ants. There are ants everywhere, which is bad, but I'm not being strangled anymore, which is good. Are you okay, Andy? Says Terry. Yes, I think so. I think so, but what's going on? Why did you attack me like that? That wasn't me, says Terry. It was the ants pretending to be me. I accidentally left the ant farm gate open and they escaped. I tried to get them all back in, but they made themselves into a fake me and knocked me out. Then they must have come after you. But why, I say? I didn't do anything to them. Me neither, says Terry. All I know is that now they've turned into a giant foot and are about to stomp on us. Run! Stomp, stomp, stomp. What are we going to do, says Terry. There's only one thing we can do, I say. Become dog poo, of course. Dog poo, says Terry. But I hate dog poo. So do feet, I say. They will do anything to avoid stepping in it. Okay, says Terry. How do we do it? Simple, I say. Just make yourself soft, squishy, and really stinky. How's this, says Terry. Stinky enough for you? Perfect, I say. Perfectly disgusting. And sure enough, the ant-foot stops stomping and just hovers cautiously in the air above us. It's working, says Terry. They can't squash us now. No, I say. Not unless they change shape again. Oh no, says Terry. They are changing shape again into a giant pooper scooper. No problem, I say. We'll just change ourselves into a puddle of water. We'll be safe now, I say. Pooper scoopers can scoop up poop, but they can't scoop up water. We really fooled those ants, I say. Yeah, says Terry. Ants may be smart, but we're even smarter. But maybe not quite smart enough, I say. Now the ants are becoming a giant paper towel. They're going to absorb us. But I like being water, says Terry. I don't want to be absorbed. Me neither, I say. But we will be unless we change back into us right now. We change back. We don't get absorbed, which is good. But we do get scrunched up, which is bad. If only we had some fire, says Terry. We could burn the paper. I've got a match, I say, but I don't have a matchbox. That's too bad, says Terry, because I've got a matchbox, but I don't have a match. I say. Says Terry. Hey, I say, I've got a great idea. What, says Terry. Why don't we put my match and your matchbox together? That sounds dangerous, says Terry. It might start a fire. Exactly, I say. Take that, ants. It's working, says Terry. The paper towel is burning up. Yes, I say, but I think we're burning up too. Yeah, says Terry. My head is getting quite hot. That's probably because your hair is on fire, I say. So is yours, says Terry. Ah! We scream. But we don't scream for long, because next thing we know, the ants turn into a giant hose and start blasting us and themselves with cool, fresh, fire-quenching ant water. They blast and they blast and they keep on blasting until we are trapped at the top of a gushing geyser of angry ants. What do we do now, says Terry. Call for help, I say, and hope like crazy that Jill hears us. No! Help! Chapter 3. Jill to the rescue. Help, I yell. Help, yells Terry. Andy, says a familiar voice. Terry, what are you doing up there? It's Jill. The ants went crazy and turned into a hose, I say. Can you turn the tap off so we can get down, says Terry. Sure thing, says Jill. Jill turns the hose off at the ant tap, and Terry and I fall to the ground with a loud thump. Thump. What did you do to upset the ants, says Jill. They appear to be very agitated. It's Terry's fault, I say. He left the ant farm gate open and all the ants got out and started attacking us. I only left it a little bit open, says Terry. Jill frowns. When it comes to ants, she says, a little can be a lot. I'd better have a talk to them. She gets down on her knees, making her fingers into pretend antennas and wiggles them around. It's not working, she says. I'm too big. I need to be ant-sized. Can you draw me smaller, Terry? Sure, Jill, says Terry. One ant-sized you coming up. You missed a bit. Soon Jill is deep in conversation with the ants, which is not surprising really because Jill can talk to any animal, even insects, and ants are insects, which is why she can talk to them. What do you think they're talking about, says Terry. Beats me, I say. I don't speak ant. Finally, Jill turns to us and starts explaining, but her voice is just a tiny little squeak. Oh, great, I say. Now we can't understand her because she's too small. No problem, says Terry. I'll give her this micro-mini megaphone I made last week. Terry's micro-mini megaphone. It really works. Talking to giants has never been so easy. Thanks, Terry, says Jill through the micro mini megaphone. The ants said they are very cross because you and Andy keep wrecking their ant farm. But I'm always really careful around the ants, I say. Me too, says Terry. I'm even more careful than Andy. And I'm even more careful than Terry, I say. Well, says Jill, that may be true, but perhaps you're not being as careful as you think you are. Take a look at this. All the times Andy and Terry have accidentally wrecked the ant farm without realising. Where did my piano go? Crash. Hey, Andy, I put the ant farm on my giant skateboard to move it upstairs, but it rolled away and it now, well, I can't find it anywhere. Bowling alley level, ant farm, irresponsible use of heavy bowling balls. Hey, Andy, have you seen Julius, my pet anteater? Smash, being very careless with where you find rocking horses. Chainsaw level. Andy's chainsaw, not very careful chainsaw juggling. Those poor little ants, says Jill. You owe them a really big apology. I'm really sorry, I say. Me too, says Terry. I'm really, really sorry. I'm even sorrier than Terry, I say. And I'm even sorrier than Andy, says Terry. I think the ants will be okay now, says Jill. Just promise that whatever you do, you will never disturb their ant farm ever again. We promise, I say. Don't we, Terry? Yes, says Terry. We really, really promise. Good, says Jill, leading the ants away back to the ant farm. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, that's right. I was telling you all about the permit. Like I was saying, Terry took care of that. Didn't you, Terry? What, says Terry? The building permit. I was telling the readers that you organised it. You did, didn't you? Well, sort of, says Terry, except for one small problem. What problem, I say? I can explain, says Terry. Once upon a time... It should be interesting watching him get out of this one. Hee-hee. Hold on, readers. We're going into a flashback. Swirl. Once upon a time, says Terry, you gave me some money to go out and get a building permit for our treehouse. So off I went to the building permit office. On my way through the forest, I met a friendly little man selling See Into the Future peanuts. And luckily, I had exactly the right amount of money to buy the whole bag. I didn't eat them, though, because I remembered that I'm allergic to See Into the Future peanuts. So I traded the See Into the Future peanuts for the fastest horse in the world. He's resting today, but he is the fastest horse in the world. Andy will be so pleased. But it wasn't fast enough, so I traded it in for a talking goat. Hello, bonjour. But the goat only spoke French, so I traded it for a singing monkey. Can he sing happy birthday? But it turned out the monkey couldn't sing happy birthday, so I traded it for a solid gold goldfish. And it is truly, really real gold. Would I lie to you? But the solid gold goldfish was so heavy it couldn't even swim, so I traded it for a mathematical mouse. But the mathematical mouse thought 2 plus 2 equaled 5, so tell him, Mickey, 2 plus 2 equals 5. It's 4. I traded it for a performing flea. Jump. No. But the performing flea refused to do any tricks, so I traded it for a magic bean. Jump. How high? After all that trading, I was really hungry. So hungry that I completely forgot and I ate the magic bean. Oh. You completely forgot what, I say, about getting the permit? No, says Terry. I completely forgot that as well as being allergic to See Into the Future peanuts, I'm also allergic to magic beans. I didn't feel so good. And then I felt worse. And then I felt even worser. And then just when I thought I couldn't feel any more worser, I blew up. Boom. Now it's time to come back to the present. Swirl. So, you're telling me we don't have a valid building permit for the treehouse? I say to Terry. That's right, he says. But look on the bright side. I blew up and I didn't die. That's true, I say, putting my hands around his throat. But you're going to die now. Any last words? Yes, gasped Terry. Who's going to answer the phone? Ring, 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 ring. I will, I say, and then I'll finish strangling you. I let go of Terry and answer the 3D video phone. Did I mention we have a 3D video phone? Well, we do, and it's 3D. It's Mr. Bignose, our publisher. What took you so long, he says. Andy was trying to strangle me, says Terry. I'll strangle you both if your next book isn't here by 12 o'clock today, says Mr. Bignose. Goodbye. This is terrible, I say. Not only do we not have a permit for the treehouse, but we haven't written our book, and it's due in today. Look on the bright side, says Terry. What bright side, I say. I still didn't die after I ate the magic bean and blew up, he says. I go back to strangling him. "Letter for you," calls Bill the postman, distracting me and accidentally saving Terry's life. "Cool," says Terry. "I love getting letters." We sit down and read the letter. This is what it says. Inspector Bubble Wrap, Safety Central Headquarters, Building Permit Department. Dear Andy and Terry, this is to inform you that I will be visiting your treehouse in 1 minute to check that you have a current and valid building permit. Regards, Inspector Bubble Wrap. What a nice letter, says Terry. Are you crazy, I say. He's a building inspector, and he's coming to check if our treehouse building permit is current. The very building permit we don't have. Yikes, says Terry. When is he coming? In 1 minute, I say. 1 minute, says Terry. Double yikes. And that is where we will leave the 65-story treehouse. I'll be back soon with the next part of this fantastic story and loads more stories and videos coming your way on my channel. If you'd like to subscribe or hit a like, that's always appreciated. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.